Hello, hello. I don't know if there's anybody there with me yet. I'm going to just check on my phone, make sure everything's okay, and then I'm going to get started. So I don't know if you're all going to watch it later. Let me go on here and go to Monthly Planner Club to see if I'm up and running. Hmm. Oh, there we are. Okay, so my comments are not showing up again. I don't understand why that is. Just give me a second. Comments. There we go. But it's not current viewers. It just has a dash, a dash. Hello, everybody. So who's with me? I've got Lorianne and Trish and Mira, Gaynal, Pam, Carol. We'll give it a minute to see who else is going to pop on. So tonight we're just going to do a couple of pages again. And I still do have, and I haven't forgotten, that I have from the April and the May kits. I do still have some pages to do, and I will do them as a live video for you guys. And, oh, I forgot to take that off my table. And then, oh, look at that. That is my crackle, and I had it on my glass mat, and look how it came off. Is that not cool? Okay, squirrel. So I'm going to do a couple more pages. I have them all lined up here to do. I'm in the store now Thursday, Friday, Thursday and Saturday. Friday I'm in Buffalo, so it'll be on the weekend. I'm going to do a couple of pages because I have it on my desk and I want to get my desk cleared. I actually have more space tonight than I normally have. So how is everybody? Are we all good? Just give me a thumbs up. Get some things out of the way. Okay. So am I still going here? I just need to see what's going on here. Okay, I see 14 of you are watching and nobody's commenting, so it's all good. Welcome home. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not getting all of the comments on my computer, so I'm gonna have to watch here. I got Jackie Smith on there. Hi, Gay. You can't hear me? I don't know. I've got my volume up. My microphone is where it's always sitting. Just sometimes I don't know what it is. Let me just see the volume on my computer. What's going on with my microphone? Just give me a second here, ladies, of trying to figure out if it is an issue with the microphone. But it's microphone access. Yep, it's on, it's on, it's on. Everything is on. Let me check again the volume. Oh, there's my volume button. Okay, so my volume is like at the max. So I'm not sure. You can hear me okay? Okay, super. I get nervous when you guys start telling me stuff like that because right away I assume it's me, right? So for this month, what you got was a full pack of ephemera. And if you've opened up your pack, you've got this beautiful piece of paper here that we just have to use because I'm not going to waste something that beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And then inside there, you've got a ton of stuff. Now, we've got more stuff than we'll possibly use tonight. And you guys are crazy. It's so good. Oh, okay. It's not loud. Okay, well, I'll try to talk loud. Um, yeah, what you guys have been doing, oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'm so glad that you guys are having fun with this. Um, I don't know why you find this hard to get into, Tammy. It's all you have to do is go onto the Facebook page and then it's right there. It's live. You just click the little arrow that starts playing for you and away you go. So I'm not quite sure why you're having an issue there. And it's not loud. They're saying the volume's not loud. And let me check on my phone. The little see? Arrow that yeah, no. Playing for you and away you go. I've got it on my phone and it's nice and loud. So I'm not sure, ladies, why some of you find the volume is low. I don't want to be yelling tonight. So
You're already yelling.
oh, you hear me now. Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. So inside this pack, you've got a ton of stuff. And as I said, you know, these are neutral colors. And the reason I picked this is that these pieces can be incorporated into your other pages. You know, your previous pages, the Stamperia ones we did, you know, that paper is gorgeous, right? And look how easily this stuff goes with your Stamperia pages. It also goes well with your Bramble, whatever it's called. Brambleberry. Oops. I'm trying not to mix this up because I've got pages ready to do. But yes, I mean, these will all work with your previous two kits. So that's why I wanted to add this in here. You know, it's a good part of the price of the kit, but it's going to work in many ways for you. So that's, I know, I actually have a tan. This is so nice. I'm even peeling a bit. We had a great time, you know, beneath the brambles. Thanks, Michelina. Yeah, I don't usually tan in here. We're just getting into the start of the summer and I actually have a tan. So weather was beautiful and, you know, we would have a little bit of rain each day. There was one day it rained the whole day, but you know what? That was a good day to you know, rest. On my phone, you're okay, but on my computer, it's a problem. Okay, well, turn the volume up on your phone and watch it on your computer. There we go. The manicure lasted well, except you can see that it's all peeling. And the reason it's peeling is because I spent days and days and days doing Winnie the Pooh glue pins. And I've got a ton of them all set to go. A lot of you ordered them. I mean, tons of them ordered. In fact, I had to order more Tiggers because everybody loved the Tiggers, which is great. Okay, so what I have done is I opened up my package and I split these up. These are little frames and I just put them on my table so that I knew what I had to work with. So we're going to work with some of those centers can be popped out. They're not part of it. And then we've got lots of tabs. We've got some stamps. We've got words. We've got little banner pieces. And then I put all my circle type pieces together right there. There's more of the little banner pieces. I'm just going to move them so you guys can see them now. Whoops. And then we've got these little pieces, which are great for, you know, writing titles on, that sort of thing. So that's in another pile. Put that there. More of those. And then we've got these here tabs, which fold over. These could be tabs, but they can also be tickets. You know what? They're not designed to fold over. Those I'm going to split in half, and I'm going to use them differently. But we do have these little tabs here, which are great on your pages. And especially, like if you're going on vacation and you're using this as a vacation one, you can mark each day of the week on there and then write a little bit about each day, which is ultimately what I'm going to be doing with these pages. Oh, my nails don't want to pick anything up. So we do have the bigger tabs as well, which are these ones. Again, they are great. Hi, Deb. Everybody's watching tonight. You've got that right. I was really, really busy. I will tell you the Planner Club is up to 73 people now. I'm so impressed. And I'm going to show you some of the things that are in your next kits, which will be ready within the next 2 weeks. The girls did all the cutting for me. Poor girls. But anyway, let me finish this and then I'll talk about other things. So these are different pockets. So I've got them piled in one pile. And then I've got all these wonderful tags. So we've got different size tags in here, which are really great as well. And then you've got some bigger pieces. So you've got these pieces here. You've got these huge pieces, which I thought are great to use as a, oh, I think that one's got a fold. Oh, it looked like it had a fold in it, but this can certainly be folded over and used on one of the pages. I was thinking of putting two together and punching it and creating a pocket, a larger pocket to put all my receipts and everything from my trip. But then I thought, well, I'm going to waste such beautiful paper. I'm going to cut it from the solids. So anyway, we've got lots of those that we can play with. So that is everything that was in there. And then you've got a sheet each inside. I don't know what happened to this one. This happened at the factory. You can see because it's cut off incorrectly. And I'm glad I got it and not you guys. But you've got 4 different sheets here, which are going to be great that you can create your base page with these ones. Hi, Jennifer. So we've got that. And then, of course, we've got our distress spritz. And we're going to use a bit of this. And you need to, while you're waiting, you can certainly give it a shake. And you want to be sure that you're shaking until the balls rattle. Like the balls in my head rattle? Well, this rattles. And that means it's getting a good shaking because there's a lot of mica in there. And you really want to get that, mixed up before we use it. And then we're going to use the Vintage Photo Distress ink. And you also have the Villainous Potion if you want to use that. All right. I took a stencil and I put a little bit onto a piece of paper and I used my Country Style Crackle and I put it on there, and I want to see what it looks like when I spray it with some of this Distress Spritz. What it's going to look like, and it could be something. This is just a little sample to play with to try. So, all right. What else do I have here? I took out a stamp set that I have. I may use some of this in a background. I've seen techniques of using this, putting 2 different colored inks, spraying some of the distress, and then stamping it. So, maybe I could do something like that. These are some of the Sweet Bee Memories, the Studio Light, and this is Grunge Bits. We do have a lot of different ones in the store. For your next kits, oh my gosh, I have not even been to the store yet. I'm going tomorrow. I'm there for the day tomorrow because another shipment came in today and I've got to see what's there. But for next month, you are getting this huge stamp set and it's called Let's Eat. So because we're using what's cooking? The stuff is at the border. That's why I'm saying it's going to probably be a week before we get your stuff out because we've got to separate the collection kits. But it is a Carta Bella food paper, recipes and food. So I thought, oh my gosh, I got to get this stamp for you guys. So it is great, if you're doing pictures of food, which I will be doing in my pages from Costa Rica because we're big foodies. We took pictures of everything. So we've got, today's menu, ready to eat, hungry, homemade. Happiness is great food and great company. I'm definitely using that. Treat yourself, the best kind of therapy, food junkie, nom nom, famous connoisseur of good foods. And then, we've got this big stamp. So, and these are stamps that you will likely use a lot. You are getting half of a collection kit. Now, the collection kit, I will post and let you know that there will be sticker sheets available if you want to purchase them. Because of the price of the stamps, as well, we did, and I will show you. For that kit, you are getting, I crushed it, but you are getting your, this page here. And then you are getting some of the little reinforcers, the rolling pin, the spatula, and good food. So that has all been cut out for you as well. So you're getting a half of a collection kit, the stamp set, those, and I think there is one other thing in that kit. The kit for the August, I believe, is the Garden Chronicle kit, and I don't have it here to give you guys a little sneak peek. Maybe on the weekend I can come on and just give you a sneak peek of the two kits and what's in them. So start to build up some excitement. Oh yes, you are getting rice paper and rice paper glue to give you an opportunity to play with that. When I'm at the border on Friday, I have 2 orders I'm picking up from Elizabeth Craft that have planner stuff in there as well. Some nice stuff. That is new stuff. Tomorrow on the live, I do have some specials on some Elizabeth Craft older stuff that Esther did that I want to clear out so that we can start with the new stuff. I have some of the Esther's new stuff from Spellbinders. All I can say is you guys are going to love it. There's a planner. There's, oh my gosh, some beautiful, beautiful stuff. So that order will be going in as well. And then, so there's going to be lots of different opportunities. I still have a ton of products that I bought to put into kits for you guys that you are absolutely going to love. At least I hope you will. Okay, so that's our great stamp set there. Now, while I was away, I sent you guys some pages. I was looking everywhere for this. I actually wanted to do the crackle with that. But I sent some pages to you guys that I had created. Esther did a sneak peek. Oh, she did, eh? Oh my gosh. Those kits shit most likely as I'm done teaching is tomorrow. Yeah, that's no problem. Once the kits are ready, if you guys want them shipped, you just have to let me know. Okay, so I posted some things that I had created in AI. I'm trying to get the right size for the planner. I still don't have it 100%, but these are really cool. So what I did was I used do you remember I showed you all my printer that I used to print with? So I used that printer and I printed off. I downloaded the image that is in the group and then I printed it with my printer, and I wrote in there Costa Rica, June 6th to 21st. Wonderful trip we had, much needed after the disaster of a year 2025 was for us. Lots of good food, lots of R&R. I sprayed some of the distress spritz on it, and I could use this page if I want. I ran this paper through my printer. How many of you did, hi Sandra, how many of you bought one of the printers after I showed you guys the little Pixmas? Because this paper I ran through. Now, I just have to figure out the orientation or not put any holes and just create the page big enough that it comes down this way. Now, my printer does 4x6, 5x7, 8x10. So I have to try to figure out the best route to make it fit. You guys can save it as, you tried to do that, but it didn't fit. Okay, you have to download it and then resize it or save it as a PDF. Once I get the size mastered, then it's a Pixma. I don't remember what the new one is called now. Mine's a Pixma 110, but it's a newer version now. So I've just got to get the orientation. So I also did it on 5x7 paper and it fits beautifully. And I used my photo paper. So I kind of like that idea. I did it twice here. I changed the font and I did it this way. So these are pages that can be added onto your base pages if you like, and then you can go from there. So I'm probably going to get AI to take these holes out because they don't line up the way I want. I also did a Canada Day one for you, and you can print that off. Now, I am using the Neenah paper that we have in the store, Neenah, and TR160. Thanks, Michelina. I believe you got yours. Did you get it set up yet? So this one here, I took the Neenah paper and I cut it down to 5x7. No, sorry, 6x8. Oh my gosh, what size is this? This is 5 by, I made this thing 5x7.5. So it gave me a little room down there. So now I can cut it back and add it onto my page as well. So let me just see here how it would fit. See how that's going to fit in there? So what I will probably do is ink the rest of my page in red, cut that off, and that is going to be for Canada Day. All right. You can also print it in your printer. Put your, your regular printer. Okay. Thanks, Deb. So yeah, if you have a Google Drive, you can make them whatever size you want on Google Draw in Adobe. So, Deb, maybe you can even post a little video on how to do that. Oh, you're going to play with it while on vacation. It won't take you long to learn. Yeah, you can just print them out on your printer, your regular printer. I wanted to show you because I printed it on photo paper as well. But I just wanted to show you that those things I'm sending to you are fun things for you guys to use. So I do hope you use them. It takes a little bit of finagling with them. And then I printed off some pictures that I want to use tonight. Oh my gosh, these monkeys, not this monkey, but these monkeys, this is my son Jeff, were so adorable. Oh my gosh, they were all over us. One of them had his tail around my neck holding on to me. Their little hands are so soft. Something that I have wanted to do for a long time. I actually want to, yeah, Deb, we'd really appreciate it if you would be able to do that. One of my dreams on my bucket list is to be face to face with the gorillas in Botswana. But with my spina bifida getting worse and worse, I don't think that's going to be a trip that I'm going to be able to do. So I was just glad to be this close to these little capuchins and being able to touch them. And there was one that we could pet. They're wild. This is not in a caged area. They just came to the boat when we got there. And yeah, it was beautiful. Did not see any sloths this year, but I have pictures of them from last year. Okay, so let's just get a couple of pages done. It's already 7:25. I'd like to go no more than an hour and a half. And again, I will do extra pages, and you guys go ahead and do some pages as well. Now you have your templates, so please continue to use those templates. And we'll be making more and more templates for you guys. Just keep them in a container so that you know that those are your templates, and then you don't use them on something you shouldn't use them on. So I've got a blank page here, but I've also got this one with no tabs on the side, and I may use that one tonight. So the first thing I was thinking of when I saw this was that I really like the idea of this pocket on here, that kind of opens up. And if I want, I can put one or two pictures inside there and then write a little blurb. Also doing a little, one of those little ties. Oops, I gotta move this stuff up. So I thought that would be nice on there. I also thought, as I had mentioned, was doing some pockets to put all my receipts in, and I was going to do back to back, but I really don't need to. I can use one of these, but I'm going to, I think, cut this down angle it, and then use it to put all my receipts in. But I'm going to show you how you can make this so that everything will fit in there. All right. So those are the two I'd like to do tonight. I also thought, what can we do here? Yeah, I'm a big fan of craft. A lot of people don't like craft paper, but I don't know. I just love it. So I think I'm going to cover this with our regular paper first. So the actual size. While I'm doing this, I will mention, if you are cutting pictures, do not use your paper trimmer. It dulls your blade so darn quickly. Use a guillotine cutter and save your blades. So this is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let me cut a piece of this to fit on the front of that paper. So I'm using the gray here. Now, I know most of you just watch and do later. Is there anybody that's going to attempt to do it while I'm doing it? Or what did I say? 5 1/4? What's it? 5 1/4? 5 1/2 this way, and 8 and 5 1/2 by 8. I think I measured the wrong thing. Where's my page? Here it is. This was supposed to be 5 1/2 by 8 1/4. I cut it a little long. So 5 1/2 by 8 1/4. It's not a guillotine printer, it's a guillotine cutter. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've cut my paper to the same size as my template. So I'm not going to bother gluing it down onto here. I'm actually going to use this one, and then I'm going to put my own tab. But I will mark where to cut. All right? This is a guillotine cutter here. So this is what you want to use to cut photos. All right, so if I want to cut this down at all, I'm going to use this type and trim, because if I use my photo paper with my regular cutter, it will dull that blade. I usually work along with you, not always doing the same thing. Okay, super. That is good to hear. So I'm going to cut a few of these in different colors. I'm going to cut one of each, so I have them ready. So we might not even use our template tonight. Maybe we're just going to use these. That's a good one. Look at the mess of this paper. So I'm going to suggest cutting your 8 1/4 first. I guess it doesn't really matter. And I've got a wrecked piece here. And then 8 1/4, and then I'm going to do my 5 1/2. 5 1/2. There we go. So I've got another page done. So I'm going to do that to all 4 pieces so they're ready for me. Because, you know, we change our mind about what color we want. So you've got 4 sheets, which is going to give you at least 8 pages if you're using it all 4 pages on their own. So let's do the 8 1/4. 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I always measure again. Trying to work along with me? Okay. Sounds like a plan. So get all of these papers cut first. I didn't want to do prep work ahead. I wanted to work live so that you guys can see, again, my thought process, how to look at these pieces. And then, you know, I'm sure a lot of you have already looked at these and thought, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. And using that for inspiration. And thank you to all of you for posting those wonderful, wonderful projects that you're doing. Absolutely beautiful work. You're putting me to shame. Now I am trying to stay strictly with the products that you guys have, as opposed to me, you know, adding products and then someone says, well, I can't make that. I don't have that, or I don't have that. I don't want people to be disappointed. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to punch the holes in all of them, because I want to, you know, I might not use them all right away. So I'm thinking right now, I think I'm going to use this piece on this side. And then I'm going to show you how to make this so it will expand for you to hold more in. I can also I might go this way instead. And then we're going to create the pocket so it expands. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. So I am going to take this piece and I'm going to mark where the holes are, because I've cut it the same size as this. And I'm going to mark it so I know. This is my pencil. I always like to have a pencil to work with for things like this where I need to punch some holes. I am using my big Crop-A-Dile, which is the best tool ever. And are we all okay? I have 32 of you on with me tonight. Whoops. That is great. Okay, so let's pop some holes here. One. When we use the rice paper, I think I'm actually going to cover the front of a journal. I may cover the front of an art journal to show you guys, but you can also cover, you know, your regular journal, like your planner book if you want. It's really kind of cool working with rice paper. Something different. And the rice paper you're getting goes with the line, the first line we did, the Stamperia. It goes with that line. I'm also trying to give you different papers. So you've had Stamperia, you've had Studio Light, you're going to get Stamperia, Studio Light, 49 and Market, and then our next one is Cartabella, and then the last one, or not last one, but the one after that is Artisan. So you're also getting a taste of all of these different lines. Okay, so I'm going to use this one because I don't want to ink this background. I like this background. It's got a nice little texture on it, which will work perfectly. However, I am going to ink my edges with my vintage photo. Okay. My cats were so glad to see me. I was so glad to see them. They love the outdoors. They're not outdoor cats. They get to sit. Our patio is off our kitchen, so it's all closed in. There's no stairs going down. So it's like having a balcony, right? So they spend all their time out there. And little Sammy, who doesn't meow, yesterday I was in the kitchen, I was having my tea, and she did her little like this and went over to the door for me to let her out on the balcony. Tonight, you know, I said to Dan, well, good thing we got 4 chairs in the patio set, because one for each cat and one for us. They have been out there for hours now, curled up on the chairs. Sammy came in to get a little drink, and that was it. So when I cut this, you can see my diamonds are this way, but you can also have, you know, depending on which way you cut your paper, it doesn't really matter. What's really cool is you can also do something with these. So let's get that front page done first. And actually, I should have cut the paper the other way, because this is a plant going up that way. So watch your direction of your paper if you're concerned about that. I am not. It's really only a watermark. I'm not going to see a lot of it. Okay, so on this page here, I want to cut this down so that I've got a nice pocket, because I've got another journal book. This is actually a bullet journal, which I use on a regular basis. You can see my index here, and then, squares are things I need to do. Colored in is means I did it. A little triangle means I moved it to the next day, and on and on. And this is something I can go over with you guys too as we get more and more journal stuff. So anyway, in the front of here are all my receipts. I don't know if you know, but our flights were canceled once we had to fly Costa Rica to Montreal and then Montreal to Toronto, and we ended up spending a night. I told Dan and Jeff, never ever do you want to travel with me, because I get delayed and cancellation every time. So these are all my receipts. I like to keep them just for, references. And I do like to go back and take a look at them. So I have tickets in here. I don't need to put them, but I want to keep all these kinds of receipts. So you can see this is going to fill up quite quickly. So what I might do is on one side have all my food receipts, like groceries I bought. The other side might be all of my restaurant receipts. We went to some beautiful restaurants. We had booked massages as well that we had, which was wonderful. She almost made me cry when she got into my shoulders, but it is what it is. So I think I want to cut this to about, I want to cut it down to, I think I want to cut this down to 4.5. So my guillotine is out. I'm just going to do it this way. There's my 4.5. I'm going to cut it there. Now, the issue I have is that now these sides aren't rounded. Oops. Push that up a little bit. I try to use my logo as my focal point, right? So I know that I'm in the camera. So this is called a corner chomper, and I'm just going to go in and I'm going to round those off so that it looks the same. Actually, I'm going to round that off. There's different sizes when you're rounding your corners, and I think these were 1/4 inch and I did 1/2 inch. So I just went over and did the same thing on the other side. This here does 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch, and it is a corner rounder. Just push that off to the side. Now, as I said, I want to make this so that I can stuff a lot of things inside there. So that piece that I cut off, will that work? I want a piece a little bit bigger than that. Okay, so I'm going to go to my scrap pieces left over. Well, they're not really scraps, but so I'm going to cut a piece that is 5 inches long. Now I do need my cutter because I need to score it. So I need a piece 5 inches long. Let's do 2. And then I want to take this and I want to score it at 1/2, 1 1/2. 1/2. So scoring 1/2, 1 1/2. Okay, so I want to cut this 2 inches. So I've got a piece 5 inches by 2 inches. Okay. And what I want to do, as you heard me mumbling, and my little doohickey isn't in there. Oh, here it is. Okay, so we want 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1/2 inch. We're going to do 2 of those. 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1/2 inch. Are we all okay? Okay, we'll move that out of the way. I've also been doing a lot of research. My background is a buyer by trade. I was a buyer in the corporate world for pharmaceuticals. So I know how to dig down, find companies, and then from there, workout deals, and I like to try and find companies that nobody else is dealing with. So while I was relaxing, having my tea outside, early morning, listening to the birds, before the crazy traffic in the village started, because we were above the village. So it was nice to be able to sit there and start digging down and digging down and digging down and finding some companies. Okay, so we are going to accordion pleat this. Actually, this might be too big. Let's just see here. That's going to be okay. Okay, so I want to accordion pleat this, and I'm really going to give it a press down. For those of you who aren't sure what accordion pleating is, so I've got my score lines, 1/2, 1 1/2. So I'm going folding one way, flip it, fold it the other way, flip it, fold it the other way. So we get a little accordion or an M. Give that a good press down. What I am going to be doing is I'm putting it on the back of here. So it is giving me more room to open that up. However, it is a little long. So I do want to cut this on an angle so we don't see it. Scissors. I can almost find everything on my desk. I'm going to cut that on an angle. So it's going to go in the back of there. We're not going to see that part. So I am going to take some glue here, and we're going to glue that one side down. Does my little glue bottle still have glue in it? And it's stuck. Let me see what do I have here. I'm looking for a glue pen. I made hundreds of them, and I don't have one on my table. Other glue. Oh, you know what? Where did I put that glue? Sorry, everyone. Just give me a second. This one should work for me. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue. Oh, you know what? I did ink it. Okay. Put some glue on the back of here. There we go. And this angled piece I have at the top. I'll flip this over. And it doesn't really matter. I'll start with this side. So I'm going to line that up on here. I'm going to have to trim it again and give it a push down so that it's securing to the back there. Chop that off, so I'm not going to see it. Oh, that side I just cut. Just like that. Okay, and then for the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. But you know what? This fold really should be, now what did I do? There we go. Same thing, but anyway, that's going to go on the other side. So I need to take a section off that top like that. No rhyme or reason to how much I'm cutting off because we don't need it anyway at the top. Okay. Are we good, everybody? So far? So this time round, I've shown you a lot of different art techniques to use, and this time round we're doing more planner stuff, which is cool. Okay, so I've got that on both sides. So what happens now is this is going to get glued down, and this is going to have some room to move and put goodies in. Okay, I have to trim that piece off. Okay, So how cute is that? All right. And glue, glue, glue. Any questions at all? So this can be a vacation, thing. If you're doing Christmas, and we will be doing fall, we'll be doing Christmas. Oh, I forgot to add glue on the bottom. So we are going to be doing a lot of different styles, and I'd like to, for Christmas, actually do, the 25 days. What is it called? Not a monthly plan. Sandra, help me. What's the 25 days before Christmas? What do we call those planners? We've done enough of them. Okay, so this pocket now, I want to let the glue dry. Then I can tuck my receipts in there. So this will be all my grocery receipts. On the other side here, I want to do that other pocket. No, you know what? I'm not going to do a pocket on this side. I think on this, but I kind of want to keep all the receipts together. So let's do that. Let's do another, not an advent. What the heck do we call it? Oh, I'm always at a loss for words, ladies. Oh, what's wrong with my brain? Now, where did I put that other pocket? But even this would be cool. Just so that you guys aren't wasting this, we can use this on this side. And there's enough even to do a flap. Okay, so let's use this piece on the back here. All right, and it's going to be another big pocket. So let's do this one, the December Daily. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm going to cut this off because I can use this as a flap. So you see where this is turned over? I am going to, because we're not going to be able to get all of this on the page, I want it, this is an echinacea. I'm surprised I know that. I don't know any flowers. But you can see this has a crease, right, from the top. I want to come down here. So this is actually going to be a flap on the top of the, you know what, that's not going to work because, just thinking here, just thinking. So let me just cut that off first. There we go. And we know it's 5.5 inches we want, right? So I'm going to cut it down more, but I want to be able to have a flap. So that's 5.5, and then it's 8.5 long is the page. But get my page out. Let's not make it 8.5. Let's make it, I'm going to cut it right down to that flower. So I'm cutting it down to 4 inches. 4 inches by 7.5. 4 inches by 7.5. There we go. That is a beautiful piece. Now the background, because I want to add a little bit more to it, why don't we spray it? Just so you guys can see how we can use, you know, it's this side has got that texture, it's got the little spots. So let's use some of our spritz. Now, I usually have a splatter box that I use, and I cannot find it because I wanted to show it to you guys. I think they're around 10 bucks in the store. Oh no, you're in. Okay, you have to go. You have to go. Why don't you go back outside? Sorry, ladies, I'm just going to go up and lock the door upstairs. No, you can't be down here because you get into trouble. You get into trouble. So back upstairs you go. Go. Up you go. In you go. Goodbye. I'm so sorry. I thought he was still going to be outside. Okay, so let's do this. It's really weird. Oh, I thought I found my splatter box, but I didn't. Now, you can always even put, some other papers underneath your piece so that you don't get the overspray. Now, when you're spraying this stuff, I gotta move all those back now. Shake it. Make sure that that is all shaken up for you. First, I want to go around the edges again, just a little bit. Darken up my corners. Antique it a little more. Vintage photo is my go-to. Yeah, you know what? But Mama, you've been away. Yeah, on the day we got home, of course, we were a day late. I picked him up and he was drooling all over me. I have to carry him like a baby and spank him, and that's what he loves. And that's what he was trying to get up on my shoulder here. But, he's all tail and it's in the way. And he's as clumsy as I am. Okay, so let's... So the nice thing with the Distress Spritz is if you're doing cards, you can add a spray over the top of your cards and it gives a nice light effect. You can spray it through stencils and have that kind of effect as well. If you squeeze, I'll find a piece of paper to use. If you squeeze like slowly, you're going to get more puddle type effect. If you're up higher and you give it one push all the way down, I know, like I try to, I'm nervous, I don't want too much, and I go like this, and then it's like, oh crap, I didn't want that much, I just wanted a fine mist. You want to hold it up and give it a spray. All right, I can use this after if I like for something else, but I'm just going to hold it up, and yes, I'm going to spray my table. You can take a cardboard box and put it in, but I'm not going to see a lot of this. But I'm also, I think this is shiny, so I don't know how well it's going to do on here. So let's just put that aside. So it doesn't take long for it to dry. You can see where all my overspray is. If you're using your glass table and you've got overspray, pick it up on a card. Look, you can really waste not, want not. Is that the expression or the phrase? And I'm taking the rest off my table so I don't get it all over the place. Okay. So I'm just quickly going to do this because I want to do just a regular page with you. And it's already, it goes by so fast. If you guys aren't bored, I don't mind going a little longer. I just don't want it to be so long you guys get fed up listening to me. So let me see. You know what? It's, well, you know what? It's wet. But look at this. If I take my finger and I squash those things, it's kind of cool. It's a different kind of look to it. You can even take and stab it and see. We don't know if we don't try. So, okay, so that's making it really light. And we don't want to take away from that beautiful flower, but it's going to give us, I will show you, that beautiful shimmer in the background. I don't know if you can see it. It's really neat. So it's got a really nice little shimmer to it. You can also hit it with your heat gun and seal it that way. Okay, so I'm going to have two pockets on here, one in the front, and I'm going to have this one in the back, but I need to do the same thing, but I want this one to open, actually we want it to open this way. So I'm going to do the same thing on these sides here, and that side is 4 inches. So we want to do 2 pieces, 4 inches, and I don't think I need it. This is a 2-inch piece. This is 1.5. No. Let's do it. I have some pieces left over from before. That's not 2 inches either. That piece is 2 inches. That piece is... So, that's not going to work. Here's the other piece I've got cut off here. So these are 1.5. So I'm going to do, what did I say? It was 4 inches. So we're going to do 1/4 inch. 1/4. No, that's not going to work. 3/8. Will that work? 3/8. What's 3/8 and 3/8? 6/8 is 3/4. How pathetic am I? 3/4, and then what's the next? Oh my gosh, 1 1/8. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I've got a piece that's 4 inches, and then I'm doing my little back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So the other one was a 1/2 inch hinge, and this is a 3/8 of an inch hinge. So there we go. That's one. And then the other one. And this is all the leftovers from the packaging. So 4 inches. And I'm doing 3/8. 3/8. 1, 2, 3/4. That 3/8 got crooked there. There we go. And 1, 2, and 1 1/8. Okay, so I've got my hinges. Oh, the splatter. I like the splatter too. I don't like it so, well, I like the splatter, but I like it just, you know, this is just sort of bringing that back page into the front page so it's blending a lot nicer. But it's never ending what you can do with your pieces. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to glue these onto the sides. So there we go. We've used our packaging. Whoops, I didn't trim off. Let's trim off a bit on an angle on each end so that you don't see it. Now this paper is shiny, so it's going to take a few minutes for the glue to hold. Tomorrow night I'm going to be showing you a new glue from Europe that is the rave. Everybody is loving it. Well, I see I haven't lost any of you yet, so I'm not boring you, I guess. You guys know how to do all of these? Did you already know how to do all of this? Am I showing you anything new? I hope. Yeah, if we do a December daily and we do it around October, it'll be ready for you. So we have our our July and August kits ready. So it would have to be in the next batch, September, October. We can, I would have to do more than one video, and we would do a whole planner like the December daily. I had to look at again to see what it was. Okay, so now I'm going to glue that on there, and I've got another neat little pocket. Do you like that? Can I get some comments? Anybody? You like it? You don't like it? You don't want it? You know what? I want to glue it down on that side. Okay, so I've glued my little tabs here on the side, my hinges, and I've run some glue on that side. So I'm putting the glued side very close to my rings. Like that. Taking my bone folder and really making sure that glue is going to seal. It looks great, thank you. You like it? Good. Are you learning anything? See, this paper's a little harder to glue. I'm going to squeeze some glue in there. Don't like the way the sides are coming up. Because this is a shiny paper, just doesn't want to hold. I have some really neat Smash It books for you guys. I have some cool paper clips. Betty's cutting a whole bunch of stuff to put in your little planner bags. It's like, you guys are special. Okay, I don't want to pull this open yet because it's, you know, the glue is still wet. And I did do it upside down. Oh no, that's okay. That's the way I wanted it. Oh my gosh, I thought, what have I done? Now, if I want, I can put a flap on here. I could take this piece and I could do a 1/8 of a fold so that it opens up, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to work on another page. Okay, let that glue dry. If you're finding this paper isn't sticking, the red line tape will hold it in place. I didn't use score tape because this is going to be kept forever. The score tape over time will turn into tissue paper, and so I don't want to use that. Okay, I'm going to take another piece now of our ones that we cut out, which are here. What color shall we do? We're going to put a couple of photos. I think, oh, I got glue on the picture. What do I use for vellum? I'm not sure what that question is, Tammy. I do use vellum. So tonight I'm not going to go back and take out any Stamperia pieces or the brambles, blooms and somebody mentioned what the correct name is, but whatever it is, blooms and, oh my gosh, the other paper, the bramble paper, I'm going to just strictly do a couple of pages with all of these beautiful die cuts out of this beautiful package. How's that sound? So I do love this piece. It just suits my fancy. But I want to put a little one of those doohickey tie things on there. So in these pieces, there are some little round pieces like this. And we're going to create one of those ties. So what we want to do, and I hope I remember how to do this. So I did take out a, if we use the bigger ones, what I've done, I have taken a piece of paper and I've used my 1-inch punch. Where is it? So take two of the bigger circles, this one and this one. And I've got my Nina paper here because it's nice and thick. And I'm punching out a bunch of circles. So, hope this works. I'm trying to see if I remember how to create this. We'll know in a minute. And I'm going to glue like 3 or 4 of them together. on top of each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I punched out the exact amount. Almost like I knew what I was doing. And I'm taking this and putting it on top there. So this is going to go on this side. I actually should have made the circles smaller. So what I'm going to do, I also have, that was the 1 inch. I have a 3/4 inch. So I did that one with the 1 inch. This second one, I'm going to do the 3/4 inch because it's going to give me room to wrap my thread. One, I don't know, can you know how to watch past clips you've done? Okay, Julie, the first one, Facebook dropped it off before I could get a chance to do anything with it. I did post on the page today that last month's we just downloaded it onto YouTube. So we're making sure that we catch all the videos in time to put them on YouTube for you. So if you don't get to it within 30 days, you know it's saved for you on our YouTube page, and that is Unique Scrapbook Store. So you just go on there, and the videos are going to be there for you guys, all right? We're just going to keep building them and building them. Now, the thing is, on YouTube, everybody, the general public, is also going to be able to see them, but, you know, they don't have the products, and they don't have the exclusivity that you guys have, you know, when we get started. Okay, so this one I'm putting... Come on, fingers, on the back of here. You did pages for last month? Like scrapbook pages or pages for your planner? Okay. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to take, I brought some embroidery yarn on my table here. I'm going to take a piece of this, like this, and I am going to stick it down on one side with a pop dot. I have these coming in. They're at the border. You guys have been after them for a while now, and so we've got them coming in. Okay, so I'm going to take one piece of my string. I'm just going to put it across that pop dot. And I'm also going to put just a little bit of glue just to be sure it's going to hold. And I've got it turned the wrong way. So that says number 8, like that. Glue that down. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put a glue dot. Are we all good? I'm sorry, I'm off the screen again. And I'm going to do that. And I'm putting that one, top of the flowers that way, putting it there. Okay, now I can take this and wrap it. Perfect. So now I've got a nice little closure. I don't need it to be quite that long. Okay. So that's closed. I am going to punch my holes in here so that'll be ready for us. I'll find my page and my pencil. And punch my holes. They do hold a long time, but I also, if I'm doing it for something like this, where I know it's going to get a little bit of, you know, work over, I add a little bit of liquid glue, Tammy. That way I know it's secured. Also, you know, I do the same thing with chipboard pieces. You know, we have the chipboard pieces and they're sticky on the back. I always add liquid glue because I have found on my older albums that were samples in the store, why can't I see where that hole is? 1, 2, no, there we go. 1, 2, hard to see. you know, I would look at the album and all the pieces would have fallen off and they're in the bottom of the album. Well, I don't want that to happen. Here we go. Okay. I am going to, yes, ink this up. And just to stay with the theme, I'm going to open the piece up and I want to spray this side as well. Yes, I need to make more mess. Yes to the mess. Say yes to the mess. I got my Windex attached to the handle on my cupboard here. I could use water, but I found the Windex bottle, so that's what we're using. Now, if you were using a wet one and wiping this up, keep that wet one when it's dry, incorporate it into your pages. Okay, so that's going to dry. And while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm actually I didn't need to spray that side. I'm going to put that page in there once it's dry. On the back here. All right, let's use some of these different tags and different elements. So we've got some different pockets. We've got a corner pocket, which is really nice. And I thought maybe I would tuck a couple of tags in there. And a couple of photos. So I think I'm going to take this piece of paper and I'm going to mount a couple of photos, monkey photos. So I'm just going to put that down. The size of the template you're using now, mine is smaller, I believe. Your album is smaller? Do you have the long and shorter one? The template I'm using is the one for which planner? It's for this planner. So they are the purple ones that we had, and there's another color, and then we've got wider ones. The wider ones are still fine to use. You know, it's not going to create a problem at all. You'll just maybe, you know, you may need to make your own template if the template I'm giving you isn't working. The one for next month with the whisk, if your template is longer, you're going to have to glue that page onto another page. But it's easy enough really to do that. So I've got a bunch of pages in here that are all prepped, ready to go, but that's the size of the planner. And same, this is a beautiful red rose one. It's just got all my blank, actually, this was really cool. So these are TV shows, what seasons I've watched, you know, especially when you, what do you call it? You know, you watch them all in one weekend. And then I've got little charts for my stickles and stuff in there. But that's the template that I used. So I want to do, you know, a tag in here. And I can actually, if I want, you know, attach the photos to the backs of the tag and then have a little blurb on there, or the front of the tag, tuck it in and then have a little blurb. So I'll do one like that. On the rest of the page, you know, I've got some beautiful pieces. I've got some words that I can add onto those tags if I want. Paper dreams, stories. And we also have, you know, those, whoops, pull this one out. We have these as well that you got last month. So create from the heart every day, make every moment count. I might put that on this page. Make every moment count. And I'm going to put that in the corner. I'm going to tuck one of those in. So we're going to work with that right now while the other piece is drying. Okay, you guys all still with me? These are just ideas. You know, I see what you guys are coming out with, and I'm just blown away. So, you know, it's not all about doing exactly what Heather does. It's about, hey, Heather showed me some techniques I can use, or gave me some ideas of how to use the various pieces, how to use the packaging and leftovers and that sort of thing, okay? You know, or showing you how to use different products. That's what this is all about. But we have got a good community of people. I've had a couple of people that see the Unique Monthly Planner Club that have asked to join that aren't even customers. So people are seeing the group. They're just not seeing the content or being able to. I don't know if they can even see. No, they'll probably just see the name and no content. Okay, so, you know, as time goes on, you guys are going to be buying, you know, more planners, I'm sure. And the planner that Esther is using is the same size as she has always used, which is great. Add some brown on the edges of this one. So you've got beautiful, beautiful tags in here. Oh, look at that one. So I want to put a couple of pictures in here. And then on the other page, it's going to be on the other side, I'm just going to have matte pictures on there. And probably in the blue again. So let me go back here. So we'll get this page done. Okay. So I'm folding over. I am using the corner pocket. 8-ball in the corner pocket. There we go. I'm going to put it like that. But of course I need to ink it up. You also have these little photo frames, which are great. I'm going to print off some small photos and add them in here. So my planner is going to be our 2 trips, actually, from Costa Rica. Now, I have a book at the store, a planner I did, which I wrote in every day on our last trip to Costa Rica. So I'm actually going to take those pages and now put them into here, incorporate them into here. All right, let's glue. Hi, Lisa Dupuy. She's watching. So I am losing a few of you, so we will finish up with these couple of pages. And I will do more, stick them on a video and post it for you guys. And then after 30 days, I'll move it over to our group. Okay, so I've got that one in there. I have this one ready that I can tuck in. I think I need a little bit of a frame around that picture, though. I don't like a bare picture just like that. So I'm going to glue it down on a piece of the pink. Just give myself a little bit of a border around the photo. My glasses cloth. Can't find it. Okay, so I've just got a little border around there. I didn't like it to look the way it did. And I'm going to do a little border piece. Just the rest of that paper. I'll do that picture. We'll do this picture. Glue that one on there. Glue, glue, glue. Glue it down. Like that. Cut it out. right, so I'm going to put one on here. Oh, a little larger on one side. This is what happens when you're eyeballing instead of being precise. But that's the way we rumble. So next month I'm off to the States for the trade show, which is great. Did any of you get registered for PlannerCon? The tickets sold out so fast. Now, apparently they're posting more tickets on Sunday. She just emailed me, actually, the one person running it, and she says, I know you, Heather. I've stayed at your retreat, and it was so wonderful. It's like, okay, I'm going to email her and see if I can get into the show, because I've been promoting the show for her, and, you know, would like to continue to do that, but I'm not going to do that if I can't get in and see things, right? Makes sense? Okay, so I've got that one, and I'm going to take one of the other tags. It's too bluey. Is that too big? That one's too big. That one's too small. So which one do I want to use? I think I'll use, but that's too pretty. I think we'll use this side on this one. And we'll put the picture on there, pictures on that one, picture on this one. So again, these are just ideas for you, a way to put your photos in. It can just be an art journal if you want, but I have shown you art journals. I wanted to show you more with photos. And so now I can tuck those two in there. I can pull them out, and I'm going to write on the backs of them. But I also want to add some little pieces up here. So let's put, well, I definitely want a tab because it's going to have the name, the monkey stuff on it. So I'm going to keep a little tab. So with using a blank page, I'm able to add a little tab on there that I can write on. I'm just going to glue it. Hello, Michelle Stephanie, watching. See, I don't see all that on my computer. I can only see that on my phone. And I'm going to glue that up at the top. So you've got a bunch of these in your package, which is great. Now, if you didn't want any string per se in here, you can take a piece of your paper and shave it. That one, I don't want to cut my fingers off. So we're going to use a piece like this, and you're going to shave it very close so you have a thin strip that you can use. I'm going to show you another little trick, and use it as a string to hold. I shouldn't have used it with the do it right. Look at this paper. What a mess of this paper. I'm going to take that off first. Now I can do it properly. Okay. So I could take these pieces that I've just shaved and use them as string in here. Just like that, see? And then it matches. And it's just a shaved piece of paper. I'm going to put a little dot of glue there just to hold it. Like that. Okay? Can't find your string. There's other ways to do it. And now that photo is in there. I'm going to look and see if there are any words in here that I can use. But I also want to incorporate some fun little funky pieces. You know, maybe we're going to have that up in the corner. Oh gosh, I got overspray all over the place here. Wouldn't be Heather if there wasn't. Okay, so what did I do with that other shaved piece? Oh, I lost it. I should have glued it in right away. There it is. Get this done, and then I'll just add a little thing up there. Then we'll be done. It's 8:30. It's an hour and a half. Don't forget, you'll have to catch up on replay. Yeah. Tickets are expensive, but you're getting your meals and everything that day, and you're getting, well, the Friday night apparently is sold out. You can only get Saturday. So I think I'm going to go, and I'll report back to you guys, maybe take some videos while I'm there. I need to see what it's all about, especially with us. You know, we're expanding our journaling and planner area. So I want to be sure, you know, there's a lot of these planner cons in the US as well. Okay, so I'm going to put on here, make every moment count. I'm going to cut this. This is too stark white for me. Just ink it up a bit. Those monkeys. JJ was the one we could pet. The others we couldn't pet. They said they just will kind of snap at you. They won't bite you, but they'll let you know they don't want to be touched. Like, yeah, that's all I need is to get bitten by a flippin' monkey in Costa Rica and end up in the hospital. That would happen to me. You made a wreath out of the May paper scraps. Oh, cool. Cool, cool. There we go. Now, if I wanted, I could take a pen. If I wanted. Let's just do it. Then you take, these are the Le Pens. Tomorrow night, I'll have the pastels to show you. I'm just going to take the blue pen, and I'm just going to do a little bit of stitching on here. There we go. Make every moment count. Can you guys see that so far? I just need a little something something. You know me. Let's see. What do we have that I can add up on here? So I think I'm going to pop that up a bit with some pop dots. Do that first, and then I'll figure out from there what the heck I'm doing. Oh, I think I got dots all over the floor. Come on, fingers. 1, 2. Michelina, I only order with Samperia every 2 months because I have to order. In order to get a better price for you guys, I'm ordering like $4,000 and $5,000 worth at a time. So it's only every 2 months. And yes, I will be getting that kit. The Christmas releases are coming out in 2 weeks, and so my order will be going in then. The turnaround is less than a week for me to get that stuff in, which is unbelievable. Our distributor, still, their systems are down. They are in Michigan. They had a major blackout, ruined all their equipment, and that is all our 49 Market. That's where all the 49 Market comes from. The new Prima is sitting there, and we can't get anything until they resolve it. So it's like 3 weeks, and they're suffering because everybody's scrambling to get products and going elsewhere. So we can't get 49 Market anywhere else, but things like our paints and, you know, different things like that, we have to, you know, we've got to find the stuff somewhere else. or, you know, instead of using the distributor, going to the manufacturer and actually getting the pieces. So I'm just cutting a little piece here to stick in the background. So it almost looks like a ticket. I do have tickets for you guys too. So you're going to get some nice little bundle here and a bundle there. So I'm just going to stick that down. I'm going to put a little stamp there. Tuck that down in there. What else is in here that I can add on as a little something something? I don't want to block that. You know what? That might be good enough. Just like that. Let's put a word, memento, on top of that piece like that. Okay, so just a little bit of layering going on. I'll show you. Just give me a second. Okay. So I cut a piece. I used one of the little pieces like this. When you separate them, you'll see them all. And then I took one of these and I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again and just stuck a piece of it in there. Took the word memento and I used one of the stamps. I've got my two little pictures here that I can flip over. I can write, or I can add more pictures on the back, or I can leave them blank. You know, lots of options there. This is cute. You know, you can even add a second pocket on top of the other pocket and have a pocket going a little further out if you want. Or you can stamp on here. What did I do with that stamp set I had out? So many things I try to show you guys. That my clean table is now a disaster area. You know, you've got these strips too that you can do something with. We can add, you know, stencil on. Maybe these are like leaves, plant leaves, right? We all got this. So I'm going to just, whoops, it's going to shift on me, but I'm just going to put a little bit in the background on there. Put one over. Oh my gosh, Scruff is ticked off. I can hear him meowing away up there. Okay, so it's just giving me, these are like a little couple of leaves there. I will, Michelina. Michelina, sorry. Go on vacation, I forget how to say your name. Okay, so we've got that done. On this side here, I am ready to attach my little thing that I made here. So we'll stick that on the back. I'm going to stick that on the back there. So I've got a nice big section here. I can put photos again if I want. I could put these two photos. I'm actually going to put these on the other side, the extra page, but I've got a place there. I've got my little tie to tie her closed, which is so cute. Now, we can take just a couple of things before you go. Before you leave me. I don't know where it went. I know what I'm looking for, I just don't know where it went. Put that in that box. Where is it? Get tucked up here. I showed you a stamp set. Oh, there it is. Okay. So another thing you can do, you know, this is another scrap piece left over. I could take that and I can put some pattern on there with a stamp. Isn't that pocket great? So I'm just going to stamp this with my hand. And you know what? I think I'm going to see what the Villainous Potion looks like. If I don't like it, I don't have to use it. So I just want to stamp in the background and put some words, script on there. I can also, put some of these little splatters. This is the Villainous Potion I'm using now. I could do that. Then what I can do is take my punch again, punch out little circles with the script on it, circles with those splatters on it. 1, 2, 3. And I can group these. 1, 2, 3. Come on, fingers. I'm going to do 1. You can put any pattern on the back of these. It's extending your papers. It's extending your, it's giving you more options. Look at that. All I did was, I've got X amount of supplies, but I was able to make it work that I could do some other things, some creative things, stamp on it, make some circles, and add those circles onto the page just to give you another little element. It matches with this. It's a grouping of 3, so it's offsetting the 2 to give me an odd number of 5, which is what we always aim for, odd numbers. Okay, so where's our first page? So I've got this page here. Now I have to be careful what I put up there because, as I said, this is my pocket for my, these are my food receipts are going in there. My food receipts. We were at the grocery store. I swear they knew us by name. We barbecued. We just had a great time. Jeff did some cooking for us, which was nice. It's not something he always does. And then the restaurant ones I want to tuck into here. So I've got them saved. And you could make something like this ahead to keep your pieces in. Here's another restaurant, El Fogon, which was wonderful. I'm going to tuck that into there. I just like to save them. This is the grocery store again. Tuck them in there. And so on. All right? It doesn't have to be that. It can be your itineraries. It can be your tickets to shows. It can be whatever you want. It can be your summer book, and then, everything you did during the summer can go in there. So we've got those 2 pages. This is a little plain, but I don't want to attach too much stuff that's going to get caught. But I will put something up there, and I'm going to put something on here as well. And I'll show you that in a video. I just don't want to hold you guys up. Oops, I'll stick that on there for now. And then this page, I've got this wonderful little pocket that we did, which is the opposite side of here. Okay, flip it over. I've got this page with Make Every Moment Count, and I am going to do another blue page on this side. So we got four pages done. I got to show you a lot of different things, which I'm happy with. And a lot of good stuff coming up. So start creating all of your goodies. Do we have any questions before I sign off for the night? While I'm waiting to see if you guys have questions, don't forget tomorrow night is our live. We've got lots of new stuff, even though I've not been down to the border to pick up. At the border, we've got Doodlebug, we've got Elizabeth Craft, we've got Simple Stories, we've got all of those pop dots, a bunch of other things as well. So my Prima order that stuck with the distributor, I'm going to have to redo that order directly with Prima, so we can get that new product in because it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So I had fun. We got a lot of ideas. I hope you got a lot of ideas, with just using 4 sheets of cardstock and a pack of this ephemera that is, mostly pockets and tabs and so forth. So we've got lots we can use in other projects as well. As I said, it matches up with your Stamperia and the Brambleberry, you know which one. Anyway, that is everything. I don't see any questions from you guys. So that is it. As I said, I will be posting some more videos. I haven't forgotten to do it. It was just a little crazy before we went away. And, you know, things are starting to get organized with us. We have two people in the store now. We have Angie and we have Leanne. And they are doing well. They took care of the store while I was on vacation, which worked out really well. I do have some stencil packs as well, Elizabeth Craft stencil packs that are in the in the show and tell tomorrow night, and they'll be at special prices. They are like 25% off. So I sure hope you enjoyed tonight, and I hope we built some more excitement for you to do some more pages. I'm enjoying this more than doing full scrapbook pages. You know, I like doing everything, but I like doing the smaller pages because it's easier to do, you know, little chunks here and there. Okay. Oh, I see some love hearts. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off. Remember to stay safe and keep creating. Oh, will you be? Yes, Michelina, the video, last month's video is already on YouTube. Okay, I did post it on the Facebook group. You guys, you know, keep track on here because I do post a lot of information. All right, so the video, last month's video is on YouTube now for you, and it's the Unique Scrapbook Store. Have a good night, everybody.